Okay.
Oh, just the
You're
usual.
having a hard day. Okay.
That's okay.
So my mom has functional movement disorder, and you were diagnosed when?
In, let's see, October of 2020.
Okay. And what were some of your beginning symptoms?
Oh, it was immediate, just uncontrolled movement, extreme fatigue, difficulty concentrating, difficulty processing mentally, memory loss, not sure what else, but difficulty speaking.
Okay. And how long did it take for you to get diagnosed?
Well, let's see, it started in August of 2020, and no doctor in Knoxville could diagnose it, so we went to Cleveland Clinic.
Okay.
And they diagnosed it in 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yes. So,
Well, that's awesome.
praise God, that's
Yeah.
what I say. And they actually have a clinic for functional movement disorder as well. So,
Oh, I didn't realize that.
yep,
Okay.
that's, yeah.
So I thought it was kind of cool, some of the stuff you learned in physical therapy, like some of the, like in terms of speaking and like controlling your stuttering or it's not Tourette's, but it's almost like you can't control what's coming out of your mouth.
Right, and that is one of the symptoms, and lately it's just, I've been more symptomatic lately, and especially when I relax, go to bed at night, I'll yell out, and I know a lot of people are surprised, but I guess it's just between.
She's normally very quiet.
Yeah, and I can't help it. The noise just, it comes out, and grunting.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. But
And I say that. I've heard Dave Ramsey say that. I've heard it's kind of a normal like da 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 da, like what are we doing here? Like I'm processing. And I know like, but that it's a bigger deal for you because you're not trying to do that.
right,
It's different for you.
It just comes out, and early on I could hardly get words out, and finding words sometimes is a problem as well. And then when I have the word, sometimes I can't get it out in speech. And it was really bad. We were at a restaurant early on and was trying to order, and I could not. I felt like, a mental case or something.
Aw.
I felt really bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did go to a speech therapist who'd
Okay.
never heard of functional movement disorder, but she said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat it like stuttering. She gave me exercises, and my husband was in with me so that he could give his input, because a lot of times I won't see what he sees,
Yeah.
And so the three of us worked together, and my second visit, she was so thrilled with the progress I made.
Nice.
Yes, but the main thing she said was the breathing. I can't remember now how she told me to breathe. I think it was just exhale and then inhale and say what you're going to say. She said I don't remember if it was more difficult in conversation, or I think it was more difficult in conversation than reading something. She'd have me read things, and she said, don't worry about the punctuation, which was difficult for me. She goes, when you're out of breath, just stop.
Yeah.
Take a breath and then speak. And she said to do a sing-song. I think it's Mel Torme, who was a stutterer. I'm not sure if he's still alive, but he was a bad stutterer. But when he sang, there was absolutely no stutter.
Yeah, there's something about our brains where music kind of unlocks that.
Yeah.
And I've listened to certain podcasts and I can't explain more than that. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yes. And so she would say, just, speak in a sing-song way. So I would speak in a sing-song way, and the words did come out much better.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but it has improved immensely, and she was thrilled. She was an excellent speech therapist.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, and went to Cleveland Clinic when I was doing okay, and then I had a bad spell, and so I went to Cleveland Clinic for a week and did intense physical therapy with a neurophysical therapist, and he was great. He did all kinds of balance testing. He gave me exercises to do, which I was pretty faithful, and then I kind of stopped, and then
what happened?
I fell a lot,
Okay.
like 4 times within like 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
And fortunately I didn't get hurt, but so now I'm faithful.
Consistent. Yeah,
I
that's
am
good.
consistent,
Yeah,
and
it makes a
it
difference.
makes a huge difference. And then I'm not afraid to use a cane
Yeah.
if I need to, because I don't want to fall.
Yeah, that's good.
So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw you 2 weeks ago, 3 or maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and you had no symptoms.
it was
So it comes and goes.
It does. It definitely comes and goes. And it was nice. I wasn't having to take naps very much at all, because fatigue is really big. And typically I have to take a nap every day, and that helps. And when I'm tired, or if there's any stress, good, bad, I am much more symptomatic.
Yeah.
So, but I am, again, there's no rhyme or reason, no pattern other than those few triggers. But
Yeah.
so
Well.
I'm symptomatic again, but such is life.
Here we are.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
up and down. Just thank the Lord for all the good days, and it could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
And so we had a conversation. We've had this conversation several times in the past few years. I moved here in 2021. I mean, you guys asked me to move here. I also felt like the Lord was leading me here because you had just discovered your disorder.
Right.
I was starting over, and I feel like kind of worlds were colliding, and so I did not want to move here at all. This is the last place I wanted to be, but I'm glad that I'm here.
And we are glad that you are here.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but yes, I have been putting off for years and years the financial record keeping type stuff. I did it when I was single. Herb is very good at it. It's his forte. I don't like it, so just let him deal with it. But I'm also realistic enough to know that I need to know in case something happens, because things can happen instantly and your life is very changed.
So our family is spread all over the country, and my stepbrother is the executor, is that correct? He's 12 hours away, so I've been talking with my stepdad Herb and my mom about what happens in the future if X, Y, and Z takes place. So one of the most immediate things we discussed was, if Herb passes before her, how will she function day to day without knowing the financials, or who do I contact for medical, like lawyers, or for the estate or whatever. So
right. And I did actually start my list of things that Herb and I need to sit down and go through, and step by step put things out, because if he would pass before me, that's a huge stressor, and I will be extremely symptomatic.
Right.
But the bills keep coming, and I have to deal with stuff, and I will need assistance. But about a week or two ago, we sat down, my husband and I, and paid bills. And I've actually done that before with him. And back in the day when I did it, there was no such thing as online bill paying. So I thought, well, this is even easier.
Yeah, it is.
And it is. But we just started from the beginning to the end. What do you do with the paperwork, the filing system? But I didn't take notes that time I just observed, but I need to take notes and step by step write it down so that when that time comes, or if that time comes, when it's going to be extremely stressful,
Yeah.
I'll have a step by step guide.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's a good place to start. You have to start somewhere, even if it's, just admitting I don't have the information I need to go get it. So the next time you guys go through the bills, you'll take notes. So that's good. I'm proud of you.
Yes. Thank you.
And this is not, this is the membership that I'm creating, and it's not an easy conversation for me to have with my mom because it's personal and emotional, and I can talk to my clients all day long and their kids about this because there's distance in that way. I'm not their family. So
it's different when you're
it's very
emotionally
different.
involved, and having worked hospice for many, many, many years, I mean, I know what end of life is, but I haven't had to deal with it personally.
Right.
So anyway, I did want to say that a friend of mine was sharing that a mutual friend, her husband takes care of all that stuff, and Darlene doesn't know anything about all that, so he has it like a binder with all the information that she needs.
Huge.
And that's what we need to do. I mean, I know our attorney, I know our financial planner, and I can contact them, but I mean, we have a rental house in New Jersey, and so you have to renew the lease every 2 years.
There's a lot of moving parts.
There are.
Yeah.
And so, I need to know.
And you will, but it's a process, and that's the important thing, is to not get overwhelmed immediately and to take it one step at a time, and just do what you can.
Right.
But in some cases, if you wait too long, you have to do it quickly
Exactly.
and under dire straits, and that's not ideal.
That is not the time to make important decisions because they may not be the best decisions. Right. And your options are limited at that point.
Right.
I did the other day sit down with a notebook and write down some of the things that I need to address, and step by step, not just the bills, but the trust. To whom do we contact? Like I said, the rental property, and then I intend to go down, like when is the next lease due? And this rental property is in New Jersey, so it's in a different state. Who do I contact for that? What about when tax time comes? Herb does all the taxes himself. Yeah. Well, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that.
And that's okay.
It is, but the hardest part actually, even for him, is gathering all the information. Yeah. And that I'll have to do. Right. So.
Well, yeah, I think the binder is a good idea, and they'll have a template already put together, so maybe the four of you could even go over there and just you don't have to look through it because that's their personal information, but maybe you could ask them to create an outline or something for you guys.
That's a great idea, and I do want to have it on the computer as well as physical.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, all right, awesome, yay, progress.
Thanks, Mama. You're welcome. Thank you.